We'll start away with chapter number 2, that is on material costing. Now this is one topic that will come in exams no matter whatever happens, and this is one chapter that you will be finding lot in CA final also. Material costing. Now if suppose you are a manufacturing company, then basically I'm interested in raw materials. Raw materials we order from our suppliers. If you are a trading company, then you all will understand, for me, my materials are directly my finished goods, no? I directly purchase and I try to sell them. Okay, so if you're a trading company, then I'm interested in finished goods actually. So if you're a manufacturing company, I'm mainly concerned with this. If you're a trading company, I'm mainly concerned with this. Okay, now for some time, try to be thinking that we are a manufacturing company. My 95% of this particular chapter is all about your manufacturing companies. Okay. Now for manufacturing companies, obviously material is something that you all purchase. There are many other aspects of materials that we will not be able to cover in CA Inter, but we'll be covering them in CA Final, like what should be the quality of materials, from which suppliers you all should purchase, how to evaluate the suppliers, how to keep them happy, okay, how to ensure that the quality of the materials that we get from the suppliers is very good. What should be the procedures up and so on, how to make your business run flawlessly as far as the materials go, okay, but in CA Inter we don't have that much. But then in CA Inter, what we all also have is like, the good part of this, and that is, listen. Now, if you are a manufacturing company, to start off with, I require some part of accounts, okay, although I really hate accounts in my life, I don't know for whatever reason. One big reason is that it is all procedural in life and it doesn't require much amount of brains. But I'm interested in accounts, at least for the first 3 or 4 questions, okay, and how I'm interested. For raw materials, no, we try to maintain an account called as Stores Ledger Control Account. SLC account means, speak. Stores Ledger Control Account. Everybody has mouth, so everybody can speak. It is whenever this word stores will be coming in future, do remember that stores in reality means the warehouse for materials, okay. So based upon that particular thing, the entire name of the account comes Stores Ledger Control Account, okay. Now in short, this is nothing but your raw materials account, okay. Now as far as your raw materials account go, if at the beginning of the year you have opening stock of material, so therefore we'll be writing to balance brought down. Tell me, materials, we already had something in beginning. Tell me, more amount of materials we will be purchasing, no, from the supplier.
Yes, sir.
So whenever we all purchase, our entry should be SLC account debit to creditors. Okay. Tell me one thing, why does a manufacturing company purchase the materials? Tell me for what reason? To produce goods, to use them in the factory, correct? Okay. Factory means WIP account. Okay. So therefore, by WIP, work in process. So therefore, this is, some people say these are issues. Some people say these are consumption. Whatever you might call, both these words are exactly same. So this much material I had in the beginning, this much I purchased more, this much in this particular case, I issue to the factory. Okay. Obviously for production of the finished goods. Okay. And whatever is not consumed, can we say that will be nothing but your closing stock? No. So therefore this will be to balance carried down. That is this particular figure. Okay. This is your SLC account. Your SLC account in this particular case will be constituting these 4 main things. Okay. There will be other things, but I'll be telling you all in the second half of this chapter, not right now. But this account, no, this account, Stores Ledger Control Account, whatever I'm about to be saying, you might have seen it, I'm not very sure. This particular account, no, we try to maintain in this manner. We try to have date over here. We try to have receipts over here. We try to have issues over here. And we try to have balance over here. In each of these particular 3 things, we try to have quantity, rate amount, quantity, rate amount, quantity, rate amount. Have you ever seen this thing before? Just asking, I'm not sure.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So whatever is the opening stock, suppose on 1st of April, okay, say 2023 only, okay, say that we had this much amount of opening stock. Then in that particular case, we purchase something more. So therefore, whenever we will be purchasing, we will be writing under receipts. whenever the factory will tell the warehouse that send us these many units of raw materials from the warehouse of the raw materials, can you say raw material is going to be going out?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So your opening stock, I'm just trying to match the colors. This is your opening stock that is recorded over here. Apart from that, these are your purchases that are recorded under receipts. These are, in this particular case, your issues that I'm about to be recording right now. Okay. So these will be your issues as such. And finally, in this particular case, you are going to be having your closing stocks. Okay. So therefore, your closing stock is always your balancing figure. Okay. What I'm interested is only this particular part for today. I'm only interested in this particular part and nothing else. So, suppose, example, we purchased on 10th of April 2023. We purchased, say 100 units at the rate of 500. Okay, so therefore we purchased 500 rupees of goods, but 100 units. Can you say if this ever 5 is not given, it can be calculated as this upon this also? That's very obvious. What is this 500? Can you say 500 should represent my purchase cost, no?
Yes,
Okay. In reality, how is this 500 calculated? What all things get included under this purchase cost? That is my first topic. Okay. This chapter will be most interesting. Okay. Once this part is over that I'm about to be doing right now. Okay. After this, you will get blown up by whatever things that we are going to be doing and how it is useful in real life. If ever this thing is not given, somebody can also be thinking, sir, 100 means units purchased only, no, sir? Okay. No. That is also something else. So first of all, let me try to tell you how this particular figure comes. This particular figure will be commonly referred to as purchase cost. Okay. So how is this particular figure computed? Okay. So that is my first topic. How to be calculating the total purchase cost. Okay. Then we'll try to see which are these particular units. Somebody can be thinking, so this is very simple. No units purchase. No. Something else is written over here. Units purchase are not written over here. Okay, something else is written over here. Okay, let's start away with this. Total purchase cost. Total purchase cost will include what? Listen very carefully first. Very carefully, just listen first. Basic net cost of purchases. Basic net cost of purchases. What does this word means? I spoke to my supplier. I told him I want 1000 units of a particular material. He told, okay, I'll supply. I asked him, what rate you will supply? He told, I'll supply you at the rate of rupees 10. I told him, listen, I'm not new to this particular business. Okay, I'm purchasing from lot of years. I'm going to be purchasing 1000 units from you at one time. What is the best offer you can give me? He tells, sir, I will give you at 8 rupees. Okay. I will not be able to go below that. So 8 is my best price. This 2 rupees discount that he is giving to me is called as trade discount, bulk discount, quantity discount. It is called as trade discount, bulk discount, quantity discount. Okay. Whatever you might call it. So therefore, in this particular case, my total cost will be 8,000. So first thing is that I'm going to be paying 8,000 rupees for purchasing the materials. 8,000 should be written over here. Okay. Net means after reducing trade discount. Is that all okay?
Yes, sir.
So your total purchase cost, first of all, has to be including this. Now, that is basic purchase cost of raw materials. Second, I told him, please deliver the goods to my factory tomorrow. He told, no, sir, I will not deliver. I told, why? Sir, for that delivery charges will be extra. I told, okay, you take. Okay. You might call them as carriage inwards. Okay. I simply say one long sentence. Any expenses incurred to bring the goods to the factory gate should be deemed to be part of purchase cost. Is that all okay?
Yes, sir.
It could be shipping charges if goods are coming via sea. It could be aircraft charges if the goods are coming via air. It could be insurance cost if the goods are coming from a foreign country. You might require insurance for those particular goods. So whatever are the other expenses that you are incurring, okay, to bring the goods to the factory gate should be deemed to be purchased, deemed to be part of your purchase cost. That is also our expense only. Basically, I am trying to compute my expense, my total expense as a buyer. I am trying to be computing my total expense as a buyer. What I am incurring, I am interested. Say that this will be costing another 1,000. Okay. Okay. This is second one. Now, these things now I have written in theory also. I'll try to explain one by one. So, therefore, I'm exactly going in that particular order only. So, first, this is right in the beginning of your chapter, please. Net basic purchase cost of raw materials, gross cost, excluding GST. This I'll be explaining after some time. Less trade discount. Okay. Second, any expenses incurred to bring the goods to the factory gate. Example, say carriage inward, the railway freight if the goods are coming by train, okay, shipping charges, the toll tax, road tax, etc. It could mean all these particular expenses. Commission paid for purchase of goods, okay. Example, if somebody's father is there in a textile business, whenever you all produce garments, you will require say thread or cotton or cloth itself. There are some people who do only this particular job, who are the commission agents over here. To purchase the raw material, you got to be paying to them, okay. They take around 0.5% to 1%, okay, for making the supplier and the buyer meet with each other. Ultimately, that is a cost that I'm going to be bearing, okay. So, therefore, in this particular case, any commission that you will be paying for purchasing the goods, can we say, if apart from this, I'm paying some commission to somebody, ultimately our cost will rise, no?
Yes.
Example, I wanted to purchase a flat. I went through a real estate agent. Can we say my total cost of the flat will be cost of the flat plus the commission that I've paid to that guy, no?
Yes, sir.
Because he made me and the seller meet with each other. So, therefore, add the commission. Say that 500 rupees I paid as commission. So, therefore, you're going to be writing that. Okay, Fourth, in this particular case, now sometimes there are some materials for which the subsidy is received from the government. Okay, so therefore, less subsidy, grant or incentives received from the government for the goods should be reduced. If suppose the government says, if you are going to be using this raw material in the production, no, then the environment gets saved. So therefore, for that we give you a certain incentive. Okay, say that the government will give me an incentive of 300 rupees in my bank account. Okay, so therefore, any such incentives, can we say, will reduce my cost? Everybody? Everybody?
Yes,
Okay, so ultimately I want my cost. So therefore, wherever I am getting a benefit, I should try to be reducing it. So therefore, any government grants that you all get, okay, in this particular case should be reduced. I'll give you a small example. In 2019, no, in 2020, I think, okay, Delhi government, if you bought Tata Nexon, okay, the EV version you all know, electric version, the government was giving a subsidy of 1.25 lakhs. Can we say, if they will give a subsidy of 1.25 lakhs, if I am staying in Delhi and if I purchase that particular car, then in that case my cost will get reduced, no?
Yes, sir.
Because I get benefit of that one. So therefore, you all reduce. Okay, now fifth. Now, this is important and this will be tough for some people to absorb. So try to listen as carefully as possible. Fifth and sixth point. Be very careful. Okay. Any indirect taxes or duties to be borne by the buyer. Any indirect taxes or duties to be borne by the buyer. Now, you all will understand. Now, I'll give the most popular example. Say GST. Okay. GST is an indirect tax. You all know at least that much.
Yes.
Okay. So, GST is an indirect tax. Okay. So, if it is an indirect tax, then in that particular case, it is to be, all indirect taxes are ultimately borne by the buyer of the goods, no?
Yes, sir.
Example, if suppose I buy this calci from the market, okay, suppose something like this is by a company called as Casio, okay. Now, this calci say costed me rupees 500, okay. But on this, there was supposed to be a GST of 10%, just taking to any percentage, okay. So therefore, can we say I will be paying 550, no, as such. But when I pay 550, can we say 500 is towards the calculator, 50 rupees is towards the taxes. The moment Casio company in this particular case will get that 50 rupees, can you say this 50 is supposed to be paid by them to the government, no?
Yes, sir.
But you all can tell me, what is the total cost of this calci for me? 550. Okay, example, if I ask you, what is the total fees that you have paid to AJ Next? Can we say in that particular case, you will add the GST amount? No, that's your cost, right?
Yes.
So therefore, you add it. Okay, so therefore, any indirect taxes or duties which are to be borne by the buyer of the goods. Obviously, GST is one example. There could be so many other things. If your goods are coming from a foreign country, then in that case, import duty you will have to be paying. So therefore, you all do that. Apart from that, it could be, say in this case, you know, in India before GST came, there was excise duty. There was something that you all know about that. There was excise duty, there was sales tax, there are many taxes that were abolished, and a single tax scheme in form of the GST had started to be coming. Okay, so I'm not giving those particular examples, to be very honest, although in my questions those particular examples might be coming because they were there in the modules. Okay, but for you all, say GST and custom duty. So custom duty is the import duty. Okay, so those are the popular examples. So my supplier, okay, matlab my buyer, from the person from whom I'm buying the goods, he told, sir, on 8,000 rupees, no, you will have to pay me a GST at the rate of 10%. Okay, so therefore, can we say another 800 rupees of GST I will have to be paying, no? Okay, so till now I'm writing 5 things. First, basic purchase cost of raw material, obviously after deduction of GST. Second, any expenses incurred to bring the goods to the factory gate, your carriage inwards, your toll tax up and so on. Any commission paid to anybody is ultimately increasing my cost, included. Any government grants or incentives that we get will reduce your cost, so please reduce it. Any indirect taxes which are to be borne by us should be included as such, so therefore we will be including it. Now this is a tricky point. Okay, now listen to me very carefully. I am Anuj. Okay, I am in a manufacturing business. Okay, I'm in a manufacturing business. I purchased raw material worth rupees 8,000, this particular figure. Okay, when I paid, I had to be paying 800 rupees extra of GST also. So therefore, in that particular case, if I will be seeing the bill, you understand the bill?
Yes.
Okay, when I'll be getting the invoice from the supplier, on that it will be written 8,000 rupees, and towards the end it will be written plus GST. Okay, that will be 800 rupees. Okay, this particular figure is GST as such. Okay, this is the GST. I'm only interested in this particular part, that's why I'm not trying to talk of the other things for the timing. Okay, now see, can you say till now my cost is 8,800? Okay, but now you all will understand, I have purchased the material. You tell me, what do I do of this material, beta? I will manufacture finished goods. Okay. Can we say whenever I manufacture the finished goods, the form of raw material changes from one state to another, no?
Yes.
Example, I purchased plastic, okay, and I converted plastic into calculators. Can we say calculators will have different amount of GST rate, no? Usually, it can have same also, my answer or my explanation will not be changing as such. But suppose, now with this 8,000 rupees of material, I've made finished goods which can be sold for 50,000 rupees in the market. Okay, so with this raw material, means I purchased this material, I incurred other expenses like labor, factory overheads up and so on, I produced my finished goods. Okay, those finished goods can be sold in the market at the rate of rupees 50,000. Okay, can I say whenever I will be selling, I will collect the GST from the customer?
Yes.
Okay, say that on this particular thing, the GST rate is at the rate of 12%. You can take any percentage, my answer will not be changing. Can you say 12% will make it 6,000? Is that all okay?
Yes.
So therefore, whenever I am going to be selling to the customer, can you say customer will be paying 56,000 to me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now listen very carefully. Can you say out of 56,000, how much is the GST amount?
6,000.
6,000. Can you say this amount in this particular case has to be deposited with the government, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so therefore I go to the government and I tell them I have sold this much rupees of goods. Okay, on that I have collected a GST of 6,000. So take 6,000 rupees from me. But the government says no, we will not take 6,000 rupees from you. I asked why. They told 6,000 is on 50,000. 50,000 rupees of sales includes my cost also, correct, no?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And can we say in that cost, even this cost is included, no? Ultimately, I was paying it, right?
Yes.
So, you all will understand that if government continues like this, no? Ultimately, it is tax on tax, no?
Yes, sir.
Because first I purchased material, I paid GST on that. Same material I convert into finished goods, okay? When I convert it into finished goods, can we say my cost of the finished goods already includes this 800 rupees also, no?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so therefore then in that case, that cost is included in my cost and then I add my profit and fix up my selling price and then I charge the customer some percentage of that. So ultimately you all will understand that the customer is paying tax on tax, no? He is paying tax on finished goods. Finished goods, sales. But then sales amount includes cost also. Cost includes the GST amount also. Beta, ultimately the cost of the goods will keep on getting inflated, no?
Yes, sir.
You all will understand. Suppose if I continue this particular cycle, the person who bought from me the finished goods, you all will understand. For me, it is my sales of finished goods. Can we say for the customer, it could be his material also?
Yes.
If he uses that again for production and again he sells it, again he'll have to be paying taxes. So the final customer ultimately will keep on paying tax on tax on tax. No, this is called as cascading effects of tax. Okay, whereby we keep on paying tax on tax. So therefore, what the government told that no, you're not going to be doing that. I sold goods for 56,000. That included 6,000 rupees of GST. Okay. I went to pay rupees 6,000 to the government. Government told no. You have already paid us 800 rupees. Somebody can be saying, sir, where did you pay rupees 800 in this particular case to the government? One sec. Can we say I paid 8,800 to my supplier?
Yes, sir.
Out of that 800, he must have paid to the government. No.
Yes.
So therefore, he has paid, but ultimately I have given him that amount. No.
Yes.
So therefore, the government says out of 6,000 rupees, no, you reduce 800 rupees that you have paid as a GST on raw material. Okay. Once you all do that particular thing, can we say I will be only paying a GST of 5,200 rupees on this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, if you all don't understand this, I'll give you might be the simplest examples. Okay, the simplest example. Suppose.
Sir.
Just wait. Suppose in this particular case, you all pay us fees. Okay, you all pay us fees. Say in this case, 60,000 rupees plus GST. Okay. Say that the GST is at the rate of 18%. So therefore, 60,000 into 18%, this is 10,800. So once I add it, this is 70,800. Okay. Can you say this is my revenue, no? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Can we say I have to be meeting the cost also? Now, in this case, no, it's very simple for me to explain now at least. You all will understand this language far faster. Can we say whenever you're going to be paying me 70,800, 10,800 rupees I have to be paying in this case to the government. Is that okay? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Suppose there is out of all the expenses, can you say one expense in this case will be expense of the professor also? Suppose to a certain professor I am paying 20,000 rupees plus GST. Okay, whenever I pay to the professors, I'll have to pay them that particular GST. Okay, so therefore say this is again at the rate of 18% only. So therefore this thing will be 3,600, 23,600. Okay, now you all will understand this next thing. Whenever I pay 23,600 to that professor, can you say that professor out of that amount will pay 3,600 to the government?
Yes.
So now it's very simple. I collected fees from you. that included 10,800 rupees of GST. I will be going to the government and I'll tell them, take 10,800 rupees. So government will say no. We have already collected 3,600 rupees from that professor. Is that understood?
Yes.
So therefore, this figure minus this particular figure ultimately is the final GST amount to be paid, no?
Yes, sir.
Are you all understand this?
Yes.
Now, same thing, this is kind of the raw material, this is kind of the finished goods. It exactly works like this only. Okay. So, if I'll talk in this particular case now, about this 800 rupees, tell me, when I purchased the raw materials, I incurred 800 rupees. Tell me yes or no. You only tell me yes or no. Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Yes. So therefore, can we say it was my cost? No.
Yes.
So therefore, I included that cost over here, 800 rupees. But whenever I will be selling my finished goods, I will get a set of benefit of this 800. You all understood the set of benefit? Means it will be reduced from the amount of GST that I have to be paying on finished goods. You all understood this language?
Yes, sir.
I got the benefit of this particular 800 rupees in future because I have to be paying 800 rupees less in the future. If it is going to be like this, then in that case, you will reduce this 800 then, because ultimately now you all will understand that 800 never remained my cost only, no? Because first I paid, but then I got the credit of this thing in the future, no?
Yes, sir.
Example. Just ever try to be thinking from my angle. Whenever I pay 23,600 to the professor, no? In my brains, 23,600 does not even come also. The amount that I am paying to the professor is 20,000, no?
Yes, sir.
Beta, because 3,600 in any case, I will set off against this figure that I have to pay to the government, no?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, in this case, first we pay rupees 800, it is my expense. But later on, it will be claimed as a credit. I'm asking to everybody, you understood these words? Later on, it will be claimed as a credit.
Yes, sir.
Credit means I will reduce it from the GST that I have to be paying on the finished goods.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So in this particular case, this scheme, no, originally when it was introduced around in 1996 or 1997, used to be called as a CENVAT scheme, Central Value Added Scheme. Okay. Later on in this particular case, it came to be known as a VAT scheme. Okay. I don't understand all these schemes name or something, but then I understand the normal words that if you are going to be getting the credit of the taxes that you all have written above, then you should be reducing it. Is that all okay? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes.
any doubt, ask me now, because else I'm going to be giving you all one example. Okay, just a hypothetical one, but I think that'll make the things pretty clear. Any doubt till now?
So the last statement once again.
Any expenses that you have written above, any indirect taxes like GST something that you have written above, should be now reduced if later on it will be claimed as a credit. Means if in future you will be able to reduce it, then in that case it is no longer your expense, no? I'll give you all the last example. Okay. One I gave you over here of this, one I gave you of Agent X, the last example. Okay. This was a scheme that was thought of in 1993, very old scheme. I don't know it went through or not, but suppose. There was a scheme that was started. If you import raw material from foreign country, okay, can you say you will have to be paying import duty?
Yes. Yes. Yes, sir.
So if you import raw material from foreign country, you pay for import duty. Can you say my cost will increase? So that import duty should be included as part of my cost.
Yes.
Yes,
But there was a scheme, and that was, if you use that raw material and produce finished goods and you export those finished goods and you, what did I say? And you export those finished goods, then in that particular case, government had a scheme that whatever import duty you had paid at the time of importing the raw materials will be given to you as a refund. You all understood the scheme?
Yes, sir.
Because whenever you all export, no, we start to be getting the foreign currency, which is good for India. Okay, so therefore this scheme was there. Okay, can you say if such scheme will be there, that import duty that you are paying ultimately will not remain your cost, no?
Yes, sir.
Because first you pay and later on if you will re-export, then in that particular case that amount will be given to you as a cashback in your account. So therefore that thing will not remain as a cost. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is your next point. Okay. Any expense which is included over here, any indirect taxes means which are included over here, should be now reduced if later on you will be able to claim credit on it. Okay. I'll try one last time because I have to show off my knowledge of GST. That'll be far better for you. Now, in 2000, I'll continue with this example only. You all will understand with this. Now see. This example was clear?
Yes.
So 3600, you all tell me, was my cost or not? Just you all tell me, was my cost or not?
No.
No, because ultimately I will be able to get a credit of that whenever I'm going to be paying this much amount of GST. Now one other thing. Suppose your last day of the batch came. Okay, you all told party. So I told, okay, we will go for a party. Okay. Near our Andheri branch, there is one restaurant called as Ram Nivas. Okay, I took you over there. That is enough. Okay. Now, in this case though, suppose the bill came over there 10,000 rupees. Okay. The bill came over there 10,000. On these kind of restaurants, no, you have a GST payment of 5%. Okay, example, you have a GST payment of 5%. So therefore, can we say I must have paid 10,500 to Ramnivas?
Yes.
Government, but in the year 2020, no, they all had told that whatever you pay to the hotels, no, okay, you cannot claim it as a credit whenever you are paying GST. There was a special rule for this, and that is why the duty was lowered to 5%. Can we say if that is the case, this particular 500 rupees will not get reduced, no, from here?
Yes, sir.
There was a special notification by the government that any hotel bill that you all pay, no, okay, on that we are reducing the GST amount to only 5% because of the demands of the hotel, of the restaurant industry. But the government gave this benefit, it lowered the duty, okay, but then it withdrew one benefit from there, that now nobody will be able to claim it as a credit. Okay, so that means whenever I'm going to be filing my GST return, no, I have to be paying 10,800, speak further, minus 3,600 bus. Okay, for the professors, I will not be able to reduce this particular 500. If that will be the case, no, you all will understand, then you will include 500 over here, but you will not reduce anything from here.
Yes, sir.
Can we say that 500 will also become my cost? No, because I am not being able to get the credit of that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, last statement of mine, can we say when we include it and then we reduce, ultimately effects get nullified, no?
Yes.
But you do the answer in these two respects only. Okay, first you include and then read the question. If we will be able to get the credit of this particular amount in future, then we should speak further. We should try to reduce it. If we will not get the credit, then you do not reduce it. If you will not reduce it, can we say it will appear as part of my cost? No.
Yes, sir.
Okay, done. My job is altogether done. Now, this is your sixth point. Okay, seventh point. Seventh point in this particular case. Listen, I told my supplier, whenever you send the raw materials, no, please pack it beautifully. Okay, put them in the wooden boxes. Even if one unit will break, no, I will break your bones for it. Okay. He told, okay, don't break my bones, but I will pack it in a proper way. Nothing will happen. I told, thank you. He said, don't say thank you. sir, I will charge you for all these particular things. I told what will be the packing charges. Okay, so therefore in this particular case, he told me 1000 rupees will be the packing cost. Okay, I told okay. Can we say 1000 rupees is also my cost, no?
Yes.
Simple example, till now Flipkart and Amazon do not charge you for the packing cost. I always think that they should be charging, and indirectly it is included in the cost of the product, although we all don't realize. They all purposely try to write it that packing cost and all is free. Okay, but can we say if suppose they start to be including it separately, it is our cost, no? Okay, so therefore you write it. If it is your cost, then you write it. Okay, but one other thing also. In this case though, goods had reached me. Packing containers beautifully, all wooden containers up and so on, beautiful. Okay, I removed my raw materials from there. Can you say now those packing containers are useless for me? I called one scrap wala and I told him please pick up this and go, no? Okay, he gave me 20 rupees for those packing containers. Can we say if 1000 rupees is cost, 20 rupees is an income against that cost, no? So therefore then you all reduce it here. Okay, this is nothing but my purchase cost. Okay, one other thing, I told you for packing cost, but then do remember in this case, no, I am paying for packing. Okay, then it is my cost. In some cases you all will understand that packing is returnable. You all understood my language? Example, if you ever take those 20 liters of Bisleri water, okay, suppose I took that 20 liter can of Bisleri water, okay, I paid 300 rupees to that guy. That guy will tell me, sir, out of 300 rupees, no, 150 rupees is deposit. You all understood my next statement?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, what is your cost of the water? Is it 300 or 150?
150.
150, because 150 rupees I will get back, no?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Example, whenever you buy a cylinder, okay, a cylinder which is used in gas, every time you pay for the gas or you pay for the cylinder also?
Yes.
You pay for the gas, no? So therefore, if containers are returnable containers, can we say we are not paying for it, so that time it is not our cost, no?
Yes.
I will remove my thing. Example, those beautiful containers. Suppose supplier what tells me, sir, I will send you the goods in my container, but once the goods will reach you, please remove your goods from the container and send back the containers with the truck only. Can we say in that case it is not a cost, no, for me?
Yes.
Okay. So in all 8 things, okay, I am speaking now with speed of sound. Basic purchase cost of raw material. Basic purchase cost means basic net cost. From that net cost, you are going to be deducting your trade discount, bulk discount, your quantity discount. Any expenses incurred to bring the goods to the factory gate. Third, any commission paid for purchases should be included as part of your cost. Fourth, any government grants or incentives that you all get, okay, should be reduced because they'll reduce your cost. Fifth, any indirect taxes or duties in this particular case, that is going to be borne by the buyer of the goods. And sixth, any indirect taxes or duties which are included above should be now reduced if we are going to be getting credit for that at a later on stage. Okay. Seventh, in this particular case are going to be your packing charges. You include it, but then those packing containers, if it is my ownership, then ultimately I'll scrap it. If I'll be scrapping it, I'll be getting something. Okay, that scrap value you all can reduce. Okay, all these particular things ultimately will total up to give you total purchase cost. So total purchase cost, beta, is not only this. It includes all these particular things. This concept is applicable to your accounts also, and this will be useful for you in your normal audits also. So just ensure that you all know it. Okay, now see, in this case, no items to be ignored. Any cash discount should be ignored. Now this thing you all should understand, it is common sense. Okay, what is the common sense about it? Any cash discount should be ignored. See, now if you all remember, he was giving me every unit for 10. I told him give me some trade discount. He settled for 8. So ultimately he is giving me 20% trade discount. Okay, trade discount we get for buying in bulk. Okay, so then listen to me very carefully. I told him, if I will pay you by tomorrow, how much discount more will you give? He says, if you will pay me by tomorrow, because usually we have a credit scheme of 30 days, that you have to pay to us within 30 days. So if you'll pay me in 30 days, then this is the amount that you pay me. But if you'll pay me by tomorrow, chalo, instead of 8,000 rupees, you give me 7,000. Can we say 1,000 rupees extra is nothing but cash discount? First of all, you tell me, is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Now, you are still going to be writing 8,000 rupees over here and 1,000 rupees you will ignore. Obviously, you can be wondering why. Sir, your cost is getting reduced. No? Yes, it is getting reduced, but listen to me very carefully. From your 11th standard till today, if I'm going to be purchasing materials, can we say I'm going to be getting cash discount? Is that okay? Okay. You tell me one thing. If I get cash discount, for me it is income or expense? Income. Can we say from 11th standard till today, whenever you got cash discount received, you wrote it separately on the credit side, no?
Yes.
If you wrote it separately on the credit side, then do not reduce from here. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
If you did not understand, then I'm telling you all. Example, manufacturing, trading and P&L account. Whenever I'm going to be purchasing, I'm going to be writing 8,000 over here. And in my P&L account, I will be writing on credit side by cash discount received. How much rupees beta? 1,000. Is that okay?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. You all will understand. If I reduce this 1,000 from here only, can we say then I will be recording this figure as 7,000, but then there will be no entry for cash discount, no?
Yes, sir.
But then from your birth till today, you always pass separate entry for cash discount received, no?
Yes, sir.
If you pass separate entry for cash discount received, that itself means that 1,000 cannot be reduced from here, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so any cash discount received should always be ignored because we will be writing cash discount received separately on the credit side. Okay, am I clear with this? Any doubt with this?
No, sir. Yes.
So any cash discount, if it is given, you have to ignore because we will not reduce it from the purchase cost because we want to separately record it on the P&L account credit side. Okay, that is first thing. Second, demurrage, penalty imposed by the transporter in offloading of materials is abnormal and is ignored. Example, now demurrage, there could be various things. Example, if I will tell you, you arranged for transporting the goods. Can you say ultimately, if I arrange for the transporter, I was a buyer, whatever I will pay to the transporter, that is something like your carriage inward cost, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, you all have seen one movie in Hindi called as All the Best?
No, sir.
Okay. Some people were about to say yes, sir. You all see Hindi movies?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You all have seen All the Best?
Yes.
Okay. You all have seen that. I know. You don't laugh. Listen to me. Now, in that case, that Dhondu is the tempo traveler guy.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, there is Raghuvardhan Das Wakavle, RGV. I know everything because I have lot of time. He is shifting his house to Ajay Devgan's house, Fardeen Khan's house, and he hires a tempo. Okay, and the tempo doesn't deliver only because Sanjay Dutt is there in the house.
Yes.
So ultimately, in this particular case, suppose you engage the traveler, or you arrange that tempo for 2,000 bucks. Okay, and you told him that you deliver the goods. Okay, but then when he was about to deliver, no, when he reached halfway, you told that my warehouse is not vacant till now. Okay, there is some other thing that is going on up and so on. So therefore, please deliver tomorrow. So then that tempo guy told, I will charge you 1,000 rupees extra now for delivering you the goods tomorrow. Now you all will understand this is something like loss and not a cost. We did an operating costing also.
Yes.
Okay, we all did know that fine paid to police.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so therefore that fine paid to police technically in this particular case is a loss and not a cost. So therefore you do not consider all those things over here. Or suppose some other example. I told my tempo guy, okay, I want material in 30 minutes. He told, sir, It cannot come before 1.5 hours. I told whatever you want to do, you do whatever. Okay. He told, sir, I will come in the opposite way from one way also. Okay. To deliver you the goods within 30 minutes. I told whatever you want to do, you do. Okay. I want the goods in 30 minutes. Then in that case, he told me, sir, if anything happens, if the police will catch me, will you pay? I told I will be paying. But in 30 minutes, I want the things over here. Okay. Suppose he came through the opposite lane. Okay. He came through the one way, which was not allowed. Police fined him. Can we say in that case, whatever is this, actually this is not a cost. This is loss, no? So therefore, penalties paid like this are all abnormal, should all be ignored. Okay. Further. Now this almost C is like that only actually. Detention charges, fine imposed for non-compliance of any law by statutory authority is excluded, that is ignored. Okay. Example, if you were smuggling the goods from somewhere, okay, and ultimately the police caught you, so therefore you paid something. Abhi, all those things are abnormal, yaar. They should not be considered part of the cost. Okay. And lastly, D I've already discussed. Returnable containers for which full amount will be received back. You understood this part D? All these things you all ignore?
Yes, sir.
Those Bisleri bottles. So therefore, all these particular things you have to be ignoring as such. Okay. Any cash discount received, you ignore. Any abnormal stuff, any losses, fine paid, your penalty imposed, all those things. And lastly, returnable containers obviously has to be ignored only. Okay. Now, this is all done. Okay. So therefore, all those things you consider, all those things you do not consider. And finally, this will be your final cost as such. Okay. Now, this is one thing that is over. What I will be doing, now see. I started off this particular topic from here. So therefore, this amount is this particular amount, beta. Okay. So therefore, that amount comes after considering all these things. Okay. Now, other thing. I had purchased 1000 units from that guy. Okay. So over here, will 1000 come? No. Something else comes over here. What comes over here? Sir, but in receipts, so if we are purchasing 1000 units, then 1000 units should also be coming. No? Okay. No. We had placed the order for 1000 units. Now listen very carefully. Okay. Over here in quantity, no, 1000 will not be coming. Sir, why it will not be coming? Listen. Suppose I was importing the goods from another country. Okay. I was importing 1000 units from an other country. I have been there in this business for a very long time. I knew that during the shipping only, no, approximately 200 units will break. No matter how good the containers are, how good is the packing, 200 units will break only no matter whatever happens. So therefore, ultimately, can I say I can be thinking like this, that I am paying this much only for getting 800 units, no?
Yes, sir.
Because ultimately I am getting lesser number of units. Okay, I can give you a normal example in reference to this, but I'll reserve my words just for some time. So therefore, this is your actual cost, not for 1000 units, beta, because you ordered 1000, but then you are going to be getting how much to use?
800.
800. So ultimately, can we say your cost per unit should rise, no?
Yes.
Okay. Now I'll continue with the story. Now, 800 units reach India. They were coming from a foreign country. Our custom officers are very good. Okay, they inspect these particular 800 units and put some of them in their pocket only. So therefore, 50 units go away from there. In our country, it happens. Whether you like or you don't like, it happens always. I've been there in this business for a very long time to realize this particular thing also. Okay, so therefore, 750 units. Okay. And our custom officers are enough honest to be agreeing to that also. They say, sir, 50 units we have taken because the units were very good, sir. I told, okay, thank you. 750 units, I hire a tempo and I try to bring them to our factory. In middle, all our police officers are also there. They told, you gave it to that custom officer. Some goods you give it to us also. I told, I will not give. They always give a wanking on the butt. Okay, you have to give. So therefore, these are the customs that we have in our country. Okay, so therefore, in this case, 710 units in this case reach our factory. I tell my workers, whatever is left, please just you put them in the warehouse. Workers are also very loyal, but then towards their families more. They pick up 10 units and put them over here. So therefore, if I purchase 1000, no, ultimately, how many units I get to use? 700. And one more thing, for reasons that I've been wondering from last 20 years, out of 700, no, 30 units are more lost. I don't know why it happens, but then it happens only, yaar. Okay. So therefore, in this particular case, ultimately, I'm going to be using how many units here? 670. So I will always be thinking like this only, I think. This is my total purchase cost for how many units here? 630. So units do, sorry, 670. So units do not mean units purchased. Units means units available for consumption. That is, units purchased less all normal losses expected before consumption taking place. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the definition of, in this case, quantity. So I told you amount, I told you quantity, divided to get rate. So beta, calculation of rate is not very easy. Okay. You talk of amount, you talk of quantity. In end, in this particular case, you will start to be getting your rate. And that is whatever we all are interested in this. Okay. Job done. Now listen. Now, whatever I told you in end, no, I think this makes lot amount of sense also. Okay. Example. Abhi, I did something like this. I wanted, say, batteries for our mics. Okay. For our mics, we wanted the battery. I purchased 50 batteries from, say, Amazon at the rate of 30 each. So therefore, I paid 1500. Okay. I purchased 50 batteries. Okay. But whenever I purchase 50, no, I realize in this particular case that 10 batteries are faulty only. You all will understand. Ultimately, in my mind, I will always be thinking that 1500 rupees I'm incurring for, speak further, 40 batteries. So therefore, ultimately 30 rupees is not my cost. Ultimately 1500 divided by 40. So therefore, can we say my cost increases to 37.5, no? This is a normal thing that we all think only. If suppose, like, you know, in your kitchens, okay, our moms also will be thinking the same particular thing. She purchased some vegetable from outside. Out of that, something is spoiled. So ultimately our cost will rise, no?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that is whatever we are trying to be doing. Okay, now all these things are all printed over here, but I'll read this point 4. What is the quantity that is entered in SLC account? Quantity means quantity available for consumption. That is quantity purchased less all normal losses expected before consumption taking place. Okay. At what rate should raw material be entered in the SLC account? Total purchase cost that you will get from this particular point. Okay, that is this point, divided by, in this case, quantity available for consumption that you will get from this particular point. My job is totally over. Now in this case, I'm giving you all one question, okay, that will take a minute for you to be solving. See question number 1 and get me the answer of that. I've explained you whatever. You have to get me the rate. For rate, you get me two things. One is the quantity, one is the amount. Divide amount by quantity, you try to come across your answer. I'm giving you all 3 minutes. Read the question by yourself and get me the answer. I want the final rate, please, not the amount. I want the final rate. It should be coming to 4.25. I think so. Now, how does that 4.25 comes? You take your 1000 rupees. From there, you subtract discount. Tell me which discount is this particular thing? Trade discount. Any discount which is reduced from the bill only, irrespective of the payment, no, should be the trade discount. Beta, cash discount you will be getting whenever you are going to be paying, no? Okay. So therefore, 800 rupees is your net cost. Okay. Then we are going to be adding this 96 rupees first. But then part B is given to you that documents submitting payment of GST is enclosed for claiming GST credit. Okay. You all will understand with the help of this particular line, no? We are going to be getting the credit of this 96 rupees later on. Is that okay? Okay, so my cost is 800 plus 96, but I will get the credit of 96 also. 50 rupees containers, I am going to be incurring this as a cost because these are which containers? These are non-returnable. If these are non-returnable, can we say I have to bear the cost of it? You tell me in the question, is any scrap value given of these containers? No, so therefore the scrap value will be nil. So therefore my net cost will be 850. Can you say 850 rupees we are incurring for purchasing how many units? 200. There are no losses, no, in this particular question.
No,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Okay, so therefore 850 divided by 200 will fetch you the final amount. Cash discount received in any case should be ignored only. Is that all okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so that's what you all are writing. You all write down calculation of rate you all can directly start away with question number 1 only. There will be no notes. If notes will be there, those will be given to you with the questions only. Okay. Once done, do let me know. I've written two things in shorts over here. Discount in the invoice should be trade discount. And if credit of GST will be given, it should be specified. So it was given to you know in point number B that we will be getting that GST credit. So therefore we reduced it. Okay. Now question number 2, no, it was there in the modules. So therefore I am doing it. But honestly, few things like sales tax and then octroi, there will be octroi also, I think, somewhere or the other. I'm not very sure. Okay, I think so. So all those things are not applicable because GST had replaced them. Okay. But still this question is there, so I'm only doing it because it's there in the modules. Okay, rest there is no other reason. Okay, so let's do it. A manufacturer of Surat purchased 3 chemicals ABC from Mumbai. The invoice gave them the following information. Chemical A, chemical B, chemical C. These many units at this much rate, these many units at this much rate, these many units at this much rate. Then there is sales tax over here. Railway freight, total cost. Okay. Do remember, if there are 3 types of raw materials, no, then this calculation I will have to be doing for all those 3 types of raw materials separately. Okay. Further, a shortage of 200 kgs in chemical A, 280 kgs in chemical B, and 100 kgs in chemical C was noticed due to breakages before entering Surat. Okay. At Surat, the manufacturer paid local taxes at the rate of 0.1 per kg. He also paid cartage for chemical A for this much, 63.12 for chemical B, and 31.80 for chemical C. Cartage could be something like say your carriage inwards. Calculate the stock rate that you would suggest for pricing the issue of the chemicals, assuming a provision of, please underline this, provision of 5% towards further deuteration. Obviously, I'll have to be doing the calculation beta for chemical A, chemical B and chemical C in a separate way. Okay, now what all things will be coming in middle? You will do one thing, just identify how many types of costs there are in this question. Obviously, these are your basic purchase cost, okay, these 3. But we are going to be making separate column about them. You tell me, apart from this, which all costs are there in this question? Your sales tax is there. Further,
Cartage.
your railway freight is there, correct? Then there are two other costs. Which two other costs, beta?
Local tax duty.
Local tax, and then there is cartage. Okay, so we are going to be writing all these particular costs as such. Okay, so we will start to be doing it. You all give the heading calculation of calculation of rate for the purpose of SLC account. The same heading that we all had given last time also. Calculation of rate for the purpose of SLC account. Just copy all these costs that we all spoke right now. Okay, so basic purchase cost and all those particular costs that we all spoke, and then we'll continue. Can you say after this we should try to divide by units available for consumption, no?
Yes.
Now units available for consumption, can we say will be units purchased minus all the losses that will happen before that?
Yes.
Now just check up in the question below. There are two losses that are happening before the consumption taking place. Tell me where are those two losses given? Just asking you all. One is the breakages that will happen before entering Surat. That is one thing. And can we say there will also be a further 5% loss, no, towards deterioration?
Yes.
5% more goods will be getting spoiled. So I'm writing over here quantity purchased less breakages at Surat or before entering Surat. You can just write down the word breakages, that's okay. Less provision of 5% for further deterioration. Moment this particular thing is done, rate for SLC will be 1 divided by 2. Now listen, what I'm going to be doing now, I'm writing all easiest stuff, whatever is there with you in the question only, okay? All other things you're going to be trying by yourself is going to be hardly 5 minutes job, okay? But you're going to be trying that particular thing by yourself, okay? But whatever is the easiest stuff directly given to you in the question, I'm writing all those things. So therefore, this figure is 12,600, 19,000. This is 9,500. In case you all want, you all can do the total. Then sales tax 2055. Tell me where should I be writing the sales tax? A, B, C or total? Total, no? So write down 2055. You will understand your first work, I think. Second, railway freight 1000. Again will be total, no?
Yes.
Local taxes you'll have to try to think how to be computing. The rate is given, but then you'll have to be computing the figures. Okay. Cartage is directly there. So therefore that I'm writing. I am doing all the brainless work, okay? You'll have to be doing the brainy work. 63.12 and 31.80. Further, quantity purchase. These are the quantity purchase 3000, 5000, 2000. Less breakage is at Surat 200, 280, 100. 200. Now, after this is going to be your job. Okay, whatever is left, I have written all those particular things that were too simple actually. All other things, you all try to be thinking what will be the numbers, especially you are going to be thinking about this. Sir, how to be dividing this expense? You all try to be thinking. How to be dividing this expense? You all try to be thinking. One more thing that I can do for you, add up the purchase cost 12,600 plus 19,000 plus 9,500, that is 41,100. Although I don't want anything over here, I don't want anything over here, I don't want anything over here. Rates ultimately we want only over here, yeah. There is nothing called as the overall rate or something. Okay. That's it. Now I've given you all some work. Ensure that you all do it. Okay. Okay. So that's it. Now, first of all, now this question again I'm telling you might not be applicable and might not come in exams. It's there in module, but then the reason that it might not be coming in exams because there is sales tax. Okay. And sales tax was abolished when GST had come, but that's okay. We all can still try to solve the question. Now, tell me first of all, sales tax you would have divided, sales tax you have divided in what particular ratio? You all tell me that. I think you should try to be dividing that particular thing in this ratio. Now, why do I say this particular ratio? The reason is very simple. Sales tax, no, when it was there, you had to pay tax on the amount of sales. You all will understand. This is our purchase cost, but then this must be the sales amount for that other person who has sold us the goods, no? So therefore 2055 should be based upon, now this amount is usually calculated as a percentage of the amount of sales. Okay, so therefore 2055 should be in that particular ratio. So everybody will be doing this. 12,600 is to 19,000 is to 9,500. You write down these three numbers and compute the amount in just a while, but we'll try to be discussing the other things also further. You have your railway freight over here. Now you all try to be thinking railway freight in all is rupees 1,000. That as per you all should try to get divided in what particular ratio? In the ratio of weight. I think so. Whenever you must have thought I'll transfer the goods by railway, okay, you must have paid money to the railway people to try to transport their goods. Okay, they will charge you based upon the amount of weight. No, it's something like your courier service, right? Okay, so therefore that should be based upon this thing. So therefore 3,000 is to 5,000 is to, in this case, 2,000. So later on, whenever you try to be solving the question, please divide 1,000 this particular ratio. Okay, now local taxes, I will just wait a while, but I'll try to be computing this first. Okay, your total, this thing, this and this. Now see, in this particular case, no, whenever you purchased this much, in this case, you all had purchased, but this much was a loss. Now, this was a loss. Can you say before entering Surat, no? And in Surat, those guys had paid local taxes at the rate of 0.1 per kg. Can we say if I'll be subtracting this from this, these are the good units that are entering Surat, no? Okay, so therefore you all can write down over here the line that you all have blank. Units entering Surat. I think when those guys are saying na, at Surat he paid local taxes at the rate of 0.1 per kg. So I think so 0.1 per kg for A, I should try to take 0.1 per kg. But how many kgs you all can tell me? For chemical A, it will be 2,800. I think so, because 0.1 in this particular case, you will only be paying on good units. Yeah, the other units in any case, you'll throw it off. Okay. So therefore, at the rate of 0.1 per kg of, you can write down bit small, units, 0.1 per kg of units entering Surat. So therefore this thing will be 280. This thing will be 472. This thing will be 190. You can do the totals later on. Further, the last part over here. Calculate the stock rate that you would suggest for pricing the issues, assuming that 5% of the provision, assuming a provision of 5% towards further deterioration. So, in this case, one will be this deterioration and then there will be 5% towards further deterioration. I think we all will be doing 5% of this particular figure only here. Okay. So, therefore, 280 into 5%, I guess this particular figure will be 140. So, therefore, 2800 minus 140, this will be 2660. Same thing you can try to do at all the places. Once you are finished, you compute your amount number 1, you compute your quantity number 2, please divide, start to be getting rates. Will this be done? I am giving you 2 minutes, just finish it off please. Somebody can help me out with the answers please. 5.2.
.76.
5.76. You don't require that overall figure, so don't even compute that also. We want for each and every type of material that we all have. Now I've written just one note over here just to clarify a few of the things. Sales tax is no longer applicable today, but if it comes divided in the ratio of amount of purchases. Same way if GST was given combined, divided in the ratio of amount of purchases. Now GST, if suppose like in this question, if instead of your sales tax there would be say GST also, GST is calculated as a percentage of sales, like whatever you sell on that you pay the GST. Okay, so therefore even GST will get divided in this particular ratio only. Okay, freight is usually paid on weight and hence divided in the ratio of weight. Local taxes will be levied on quantity entering Surat, that is quantity purchased less the losses before entering Surat. Okay, now you all do one thing, I give you all in all this much time half. Okay, so I'm giving you all 6 minutes in all. You will finish off this particular question in fair. I understand it's a homework section question, but then you all finish it off in fair. You all have 7 minutes in all, so half of this particular time I'll give you. Okay, this usually I give because at that time you have forgotten some part of the chapter, but then just now you all have done a question, so should not be a problem. Your 7 minutes are going to be starting right now. Try to beat this timer, you will be considered efficient. Others please complete fast. I'm giving a minute more. The moment clock will reach a minute, I'll stop it. Last 30 seconds for those people who have not finished. Three, two, one, finished. We are starting up with question number 4. Now this question is all about what? This is slightly offbeat question. This is all about trying to be making budgets. Now you're going to be doing one entire chapter only whereby we will try to deal with budgets. Okay, although in this question I just require very small part of that which I'll try to cover up in this question. Budgets. What do you mean by budgets? Budgets are forecasted statements for a certain period. Whenever a company is functioning, obviously every company would like to think like, what will happen in 1 year, what will happen in 1 month. They try to be forecasting the situations. All those forecasts are put on paper. Those are commonly referred to as budgets. Example, your mom, your dad might be making budgets for the house. Like, next month we should be spending this much up and so on. So budgets are basically kind of a statement that tells a company that what would happen in future. Okay. All those things that you have in mind are usually put on paper. In this particular question, in this particular chapter, only for the purpose of this particular chapter, I'm interested in two categories of budgets. One of them is going to be called as a production budget. Other of them in this particular case is going to be called as a purchase budget. Okay. Now think and let me know. Tell me, what does a company produce? What does a company produce? What does a company produce? Finished goods. Okay, so in this particular case, production budget aim is only one. We would like to forecast our production of finished goods. Okay, that is the aim of making the production budget. So therefore, I would like to find out what will be quantity produced of finished goods. That is my only aim of making the production budget. Now once I get this, this will be useful for various things. Example, once I try to forecast what will be my production, based upon that I'll try to think how much material is required, how many workers are required, how many hours our factory should be opening in a certain day, up and so on. Okay, so my only aim of making production budget is to be finding out quantity produced of finished goods and nothing else. Now if you want quantity produced of finished goods, start away with quantity sold of finished goods. Now this is 11th standard question, please. Now you all can tell me, if you all have quantity sold of finished goods, how do you reach till quantity produced of finished goods? What to add, what to deduct? Tell me that. What should I add, what should I less? You should add what? Tell me again. Closing stock of finished goods. And you all should reduce what, beta? These are quantities, beta. There is no amount over here. These are only the quantities. From quantity sold, how do you all reach till quantity produced? Add closing stock of finished goods less opening stock of finished goods. Okay, so therefore if you have quantity sold of finished goods, if you have stock of finished goods, okay, you adjust the stocks, you will reach till quantity produced of finished goods. Maximum, if any question, you don't have quantity sold also, mostly those guys in this case will try to give you all sales. You all try to be dividing sales by selling price. You will start to arrive at quantity sold of finished goods. Now this will be your format of your production budget for each and every question that ever we all might do, even in that particular chapter also. Okay, my only aim of making production budget is to find out production. Production means quantity produced of finished goods. Okay, so now based upon this thing, you will be able to tell me something for purchase budget. Tell me, what does a manufacturing company purchase from the market? Raw material. So therefore my only aim of making this entire budget is to be finding out what will be quantity purchased of raw material. But then I've got two aims over here. First, I would like to be finding out what is quantity purchased of raw material. That is one thing. But then second, I would also like in this particular case to find out what will be the cost of purchasing those materials. So therefore I can start to arrange for the funds also. So therefore once you arrive at quantity purchased of raw materials, you can multiply by CPU. This in this particular case will start to give you purchase cost of raw materials. Now let's try to be thinking how the hell you'll try to arrive at quantity purchased of raw materials. If you want quantity purchased of raw materials, beta, start away with quantity consumed of raw materials. Start away with quantity consumed of raw material. Now this thing you can try to think from cost sheet also, or from your 11th standard, from your 12th standard, from your CA foundation. Tell me, if you have quantity consumed of raw material, how the hell you will reach till quantity purchased of the raw materials? Add closing stock. Obviously add closing stock, but of raw material, no. Beta, the first thing that comes in cost sheet is direct material consumed, correct? No, first thing that comes in the cost sheet is direct material consumed. Direct material consumed is opening stock plus purchases less closing stock will give you consumption. Can you say consumption plus closing less opening will give you your purchases? No. So therefore add closing stock of raw material less opening stock of raw material. That's it. My job is altogether done. The last statement, and that is whatever you'll have to try to tell me. Now, tell me one thing. You have to be getting this thing also. I'm asking you a simple thing and answer is only one single word. Maximum 2 words if you all want. Tell me, when does raw material get consumed? You want consumption. So therefore, when does material get consumed? When the finished goods are getting produced. So therefore, do remember, for consumption, you will always require production. Is that understood? Okay. If we will not produce, how the hell we are going to be consuming? No. And if you do not produce, then why do you require to consume the material also? Okay. So there is a link up between this budget and this budget. That particular thing is that for consumption, you will always require production. Okay. Now I have one question whereby only this particular thing is required to be done. I'll be introducing that particular question. I will solve in one of the cases. The other things you all try to be solving. Okay. This is our next question. Come over there. Question number 4, please read. XYZ Limited manufactures 3 products, P1, P2 and P3. These are made in 3 production departments. From the 4 materials M1, M2, M3, M4, the following information is supplied. Material M1, M2, M3, M4 used in which department? So raw material M1 gets used in department D1, next 2 get used in department D2, and last one gets used in D3. Although this information will be of no use to me in this entire question. Cost per unit. So therefore, I purchase materials from the market at what rate, beta? 0.5, 0.2, 0.25, 0.15. And then there is this particular data. What is this particular data? These are units per product. Units per product in this particular case, P1, P2, P3. What does it mean? It means that for producing 1 unit of your product P1, nothing of M1 is required, 1 unit of M2 is required, 2 units of M3 is required, and 2 units of M4 is required. Okay. Same way to produce P2, 1 unit of M1, nothing of M2, 1 unit of M3 and 2 units of M4 are required. Same way for producing P3, 2 units of this, 2 units of this, nothing of this, and 1 unit of this particular thing is required. Further, budgeted details P1, P2, P3, sales for the year and sales price each. Further, stock in units of finished products P1, P2, P3 at the beginning of the year 1st of Jan, at the close of the year 31st of December. One sec, this is stock in units of finished product. This is stock of finished goods. Okay, P1, P2, P3. Can we say at the beginning of the year will be nothing but your opening stock? And this particular thing will be nothing but your closing stock. Okay, further, stock in units of raw material M1, M2, M3, M4. At the beginning of the year, that will be your opening stock. At the close of the year, that will be your closing stock. You are required to prepare exactly the same 2 things, beta, that I explained. Prepare production budget as well as the purchase budget. Okay. So we'll start to make the production budget. We'll start to be making purchase budget. Do that in just a while whenever I tell you all. Okay. Don't start before that. Okay. Listen. Now you got to be making production budget and you got to be making purchase budget. Tell me in this particular question, you're going to be making production budget. Production budget should tell you what to produce. Tell me in this question, what do you produce? Tell me the names. What do you produce, beta? P1, P2, P3. You produce your products? No. So therefore, in this particular case, your products are P1, P2 and P3. Is that all okay for everybody? Okay. So therefore, that is one head that I have given. Okay. Further in this particular case, tell me, what does this particular company purchase? M1, M2, M3 and M4. Okay. Don't start to write. Just pay attention. Now, you're going to be searching the numbers and you'll try to tell me. Tell me, for P1, how much was supposed to be the sales for the year? You're trying to make it for the entire year. What was supposed to be the sales for the year? 2,60,000 is given to you over here. So therefore, 2,60,000. Tell me, at what price you thought you're going to be selling? 5 rupees. You pick up your calci, divide please. 52,000. Okay, now, but then this is your quantity sold of finished goods. I want to be reaching till quantity produced of finished goods. Sir, start to be adjusting your stocks. Obviously, I want stocks in units. This 52,000 is units only, no? So therefore, tell me what is supposed to be the closing stock of P1? 10,000. And the opening stock? 5,000. So therefore, add 10,000 less 5,000. This particular figure will be 57,000. Is that all okay for everybody? Okay, same way for P2 some answer will come, say X. Same way for P3 some answer will come, say Y. Okay, you will be having the factual numbers. I'm just trying to write down X and Y. You all don't write down X and Y. You will be coming across the answers. Okay, now further in this particular case will mean purchase budget. Now, purchase budget to start off with, I require quantity consumed. Again, I ask you the same question. When does raw material get consumed? When goods are produced. Goods means finished goods. Finished goods means P1, P2, P3, no? Correct, no? Acha. P1, how much will you make? 57,000. P2, how much will you make? X. P3, how much will you make? Y. Okay, you will be having the actual numbers. Okay. Now, you will have to tell me this from somewhere. I'm showing you all the question, but try to tell me. When you're going to be making P1, how many units of M1, M2, M3 and M4 will be required? Tell me 4 numbers. 0, 1, 2 and 2. Everybody could spot this? So therefore, this will be 0, 1, 2 and 2. Same way, I guess next will be 1, 0, 1, 2. 1, 0, 1, 2. And last one in this particular case will be 2, 2, 2, 2, 0 and 1. Once you all do this particular thing, this is all over. I think so with this your job will be altogether done only. You will be having this data. This is the amount of M1 that is required for making P1. This is the amount of M1 that is required for making P2. This is the amount of M1 that is required for P3. Once you all do that, this will be your total consumption. Now, you all tell me further, how much is supposed to be the closing stock of M1? 40,000. And what is supposed to be the opening stock? 30,000. So therefore, add 40,000 kgs. Less 30,000 kgs. This will start to give you quantity purchased. Okay. Now, last thing you all can try to tell me, multiply by CPU. You all tell me M1 will be costing me how much? 0.5. The moment you all do that, your this part will be altogether over. This answer will be in rupees over here. Okay. Same way for M2, same way for M3, same way for M4. Is it all understood for everybody? You got to be completing this entire question. You all give the title budgets for, give the title budgets for the forthcoming year. Budgets for the forthcoming year. Budgets for the forthcoming year. Start please. You all copy down this, then I'll show you all the question. This much you all can copy whatever is there. Copy down this first and then try to solve the entire question at one single go only. Okay. Once this is copied, do let me know. I'll shift to the question. I can scroll back to the question. First answer should be 126,500. That is purchase budget amount of M1. Have you all finished or you'll require a couple of minutes more?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you can tell me the 4 answers then please. First is 126,500. Then everybody please check these 4 answers.